Hi, and welcome to Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And if you would like and subscribe us, I think it's down that away.
Yep,
I'm
right
pointing. And you can share the podcast, you can comment, we'll comment back. And follow us on YouTube, on Ravelry, on Instagram, on Facebook, and Snapchat. Yeah, I got them all. Woohoo!
The day, it's a
I'll
very
cut
big
this
thing.
part and I'm going to put it at the front.
At the front.
So if your kids distract you in the middle of watching it,
That's
you'll
right.
see
You
it at
won't
the
miss
beginning.
out because you'll have already watched it.
Yeah.
So Saturday is a big trunk show with Backyard Fiberworks.
And Kathleen
And-
Damas.
One more row press.
Yay!
That's Saturday, June 15th from 12 to 5 p.m. at Yarnia. We are going to have the amazing independent dyer, Backyard Fiberworks.
Yep.
With a ton of her yarns, ton of her bases, and also One More Row Press does I Knit New York, I Knit Paris, and From the Spinnery.
Yep.
Right.
So we still have
Which I'm definitely getting I Knit New York and I Knit Paris. That if you look on Ravelry, you can see the patterns that are in those books. And it's one of
worth
those where
getting
you
the
start
book.
going through and you're like, ooh, I love that. And I
And
love
I love
that.
that.
And I love that.
And
And
I
if you
love that.
bought the patterns individually, it'd be way more than it would be.
yeah. And
Get the book.
there's something nice to have it tangible.
Oh,
in
In a
absolutely.
hand.
collection.
Yes.
In a
Like I
collection,
really
too. Yeah.
like that, and I love supporting an independent press because a lot of work goes into making a book, a lot of work goes into making patterns, and
Yep.
to do both is a lot of work, and we want to support those folks because we want them to continue to
To
be
stay
around.
around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it also pairs perfectly with Backyard Fiberworks because their yarns are so gorgeous.
And their yarns were used for all the samples in the I Knit New York book, and she's
Yes.
bringing all the samples from I Knit New York.
Yay! So you
Wow.
can come and you can see the
And
samples.
you can try them on.
You can try them on. You can feel how delicious and squishy and beautiful they are, and you can check it out. And she's going to be here for a good chunk of time, from 12 to 5.
Yep.
So that's
I
really
think-
awesome.
We're going to get some time to talk to Kathleen while she's here.
Yay!
And we'll put it up for you guys to see, too.
So you can see.
Great.
And then we're also going to have a Backyard Fiberworks knit along
And
later on,
one more
right?
row press.
And one
Yeah.
more row press. So
With prizes.
yay, prizes. Speaking of prizes, we have a door prize for the trunk show. So don't forget to pre-register. Amanda will throw the link down below. And pre-registering is free, but it will
But it
get
just-
you an extra ticket to the door prize. But in order to get the extra ticket to the door prize, you gotta show up.
All right, you get one for coming in. If you pre-registered, you get two.
Yeah.
Double your chances.
Also,
There you
in
go.
that same link is pre-orders
Pre-orders
for the books. Yeah,
Yep.
and definitely I
Highly
would suggest that you pre-order. if you
Yeah,
want a book.
exactly. Because
Because if they sell out, If they sell out, they sell out.
but those who pre-ordered are guaranteed their
Those
copies.
who pre-ordered are guaranteed their copy. So if you think that if you are going to want one, you're going to want to go check out the link below and then see what else you can get.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's in the Spinnery book.
I knew that was going to be Jen's favorite. Yeah.
So I'm gonna check that out this afternoon, actually. So don't forget to come on Saturday, June 15th, for the One More Row Press and Backyard Fiberworks trunk show. So we're gonna start off chatting a little bit about what's going on around town this week, which is halfway through June, which I cannot believe it's halfway through June.
It
Yep.
is. It
It's a
is.
little terrifying,
And
but
down
not
to the
as
end.
terrifying for you for me as it is for you guys.
That's right.
What do you have coming up?
So, prom is something that both Amanda and I have kids
Yep.
involved in. Senior prom, which is
I don't have a senior. I have a
Next week.
junior, but she's not dating a senior.
Not
but she's
dating.
going to college.
Right.
and I've got a senior who got her dress ages ago. It's beautiful. Hi, Haley.
I want to see.
And yeah, I can show you a picture later.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's really a pretty teal. It's got nice sequins on it. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I love teal.
And she's like, "Yep, I need to get shoes." So we've been talking about these shoes for a while now. And the other day she went on to lulus.com, where it's a great place for like special occasion shoes. And all of the silver heels have been sold out. Pretty much all of them. Yes.
Prom season.
Exactly.
And wedding season.
And late prom season too. For a lot of
right,
places
yeah.
it's already
Man.
over.
We had prom
So-
in like May in Alabama.
Yeah, well, because graduation's earlier too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, late today, well, she did find a pair that she ordered online that are returnable if they don't work.
Okay, good.
But they're not coming until 3 days before prom.
Oh, thank God. What size shoes she wear?
7.5.
Oh, Dear FedEx.
Dear FedEx.
Yeah.
Please
Well,
show
we're
up.
going to DSW and Nordstrom Rack this afternoon after she's back from her.
You will totally find something in one of those places.
Yeah. Hope so. But also today is the very last Girl Scout meeting of Troop 44 ever. Ever.
No.
They're all
Oh, my
seniors. They're
goodness.
graduating. Oh, Troop 44. They're so great.
It's how many continued on to late?
A lot.
That's so
Well, and also,
awesome.
like, one girl who actually moved to Florida happens to be back this week, so she's able to go with them.
perfect.
They're
Yeah.
doing a spa day, which is a great way to
That's
end
a really
their-
good day to way
That's
to
a
end.
nice
It was,
like.
it was a good idea. They had all these thoughts about crazy plans that they could do with their cookie money that they've been saving for like 4 years. But they're doing
Wow.
a very luxurious spa day.
Excellent.
Which with all of their
I would be totally motivated to sell cookies if I got a spa day for it.
Right? I would totally.
Yeah, well,
be like,
they've been
stop.
about service all along. They've been a really great service troupe. Tons of fundraising drives with food and everything for Tony's Kitchen and for other for hurricane relief in Puerto Rico. I mean, they really were all about the service. So I'm glad they're getting to treat themselves this time.
And
That's
yay
so
to the leader.
awesome.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
hard to be
Seriously.
a leader
Yeah.
for the older girls.
Well, we're so lucky. We've had 4 parents between when they were juniors and cadets and seniors. 2 sets of parents who took on that
fantastic.
role, and kudos to Susan
Yeah.
and Jennifer
Yeah,
and
that's
Sarah
amazing.
and Kate.
That's
because,
really amazing.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Definitely.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
I was
great
a
that
Girl
they-
Scout leader through cadets with my
Mhm.
oldest, and then everybody went to different high schools and
Yeah.
had different schedules, and
Yeah.
nobody continued. And now I've got my daisies bridged to brownies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
For Abby.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm at the front end of that. Maybe we'll stick together this time.
Yeah. One of the key things we found was getting a commitment from every family to do something every year, to be in charge
Yeah.
of something. No, really, I mean, that was the way the troop was set up, and I really do think, everyone, obviously some people made even more of a commitment to it, but the fact that every family was committed, I mean, I was a cookie mom when I was working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's like, if anyone can do it, anyone can
Yeah.
do it. You just have to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree. It's a lot.
you know.
I've been troop leader when
Yeah.
I was working
Yeah.
60, 70 hours a week.
Exactly,
And you
yeah.
can do it. There's a
You
lot
put
of
it in
support.
on your schedule, and you just
Yeah.
you make it like any other important commitment. Get
And
it on the
there's-
schedule, and you know it's going to happen.
There's
right?
good
Yeah.
materials, but
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
plug for Girl Scouts too. Like they are always looking for troop leaders.
Always,
true.
always.
There's way more girls that want to be Girl Scouts than there are troop leaders or troops that can accommodate
They can
them.
hold
Yeah.
So
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
That's cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's graduation.
And then exactly after prom is graduation. And I was thinking
believe
this
she's
morning
graduating.
when we record our next podcast or when we
Right.
show our next podcast, I will have a high school graduate.
Yes, you will.
Ah!
This is the last,
It's very hard to
the
hard
last
to believe.
podcast.
Very
That's
hard to believe.
Before
amazing.
graduation.
It is. It really is.
Oh,
So yeah, bittersweet. It's been a great 13 years in the Montclair
Wow.
school system.
that's awesome,
Really has.
though.
Yeah.
Well, and I told her last time I saw her, I was like, she needs to start making with those like freshmen and sophomores who are good at babysitting and reliable and that she
Yeah.
trusts, because what am I going to do next year?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this
She
is
knows
how
a lot of juniors.
Yep.
She does not know
I
a lot of
know,
younger.
that's what you said. And I
Yeah.
was like,
No,
no, you
it's
got to make
true.
with the freshmen.
Well, Lily's a freshman next year.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's right. That's right.
Hit you up,
Yeah.
Lily.
Yeah.
You better be watching.
And actually, no, I bet she does know some freshmen and sophomores from dance company.
She did say. She
Yeah,
did say.
that's
She was
the
like,
one
she's like,
place
I
she
was
really-
thinking about that. I'm
That's
like,
the one
I
place
don't-
she really. No, but it's
Yeah.
true. She does. She actually knows some of those kids pretty well. So
And I was
we'll
like,
get
this,
you hooked up.
This
Don't
is
worry.
like a valuable resource because it's not just
Yeah.
me. It's
Yeah.
like all the folks I know. Because my kids are 10 and 5, so
Right.
it's like we're still deep in the thick of all of that.
Needing babysitters and everything. Yeah, she.
Yeah, and I don't trust the two of them together. Not at all.
No, you need a referee as much as you need a babysitter.
Right. It's not like oh sure, you're not going to burn the house down, but you might kill him, or vice versa. He's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like the little one is trouble.
Oh, I'm beginning
charming.
to think that's a boy thing.
I
have four
but I
girls
have two
and then
boys.
I have 2 boys that are younger than yours, and I'm like
I'm
cringing.
Oh, you had a graduation too, right?
I did have a graduation. Ollie graduated from pre-K. So
That's the cutest.
It's the cutest.
Did you cry?
He grew up so
Oh,
much.
of course
my
I cried.
goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Your
Like,
before and
I
after
cried
pictures.
Right.
so
I can't
much.
believe how grown up he is.
He's so I had shared on Instagram a picture of Ollie's first day of this year and his last day of this year.
It's crazy.
And even
even
that,
that, you can see
I was
such a
like,
change.
"You're a big boy now."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I found the first day of preschool ever when he was not even 3, or he was just 3. I can't remember which one. And he is like this tiny little squishy baby, and then he's like now this big boy who's
such
all
a
like,
big boy.
"Hey."
Yep.
But he wanted to wear his party shirt, which is a button-down shirt, and he wanted to wear his tie, which was a zipper
He looked
tie,
very dapper.
which he showed everyone his zipper tie, which was awesome. And my husband was kind of like, I kind of want a zipper tie for myself. And I was like, that's what the lady at Nordstrom said. She was like, we get all kinds of grown-ups being like, I think this is long enough for me.
I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw your post.
It's
Yeah.
magic. It's again, boys.
Yeah.
Things that
All
you
the boy
guys know
things.
and I
need to
know you're gonna
Find these.
Yo, no,
Eric is obsessed with the dress shirt thing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He wears
how
them around
cute.
on Saturdays and then gets
my
people
goodness.
all over 'em.
Right. Well, Ollie, actually, that morning, Ollie, for breakfast, wore no shirt because he didn't want to spill on his party shirt.
Oh, how sweet.
And I was like, that's very cute.
so sweet.
But it was adorable, and they made a stop motion movie, which is the cutest thing I had ever seen.
Wow.
Like, they broke the class into 3 groups, and they did actual clay stop motion.
Wow, how fun.
Narrated by 4 and 5-year-olds, which
man.
was hilarious because it was like, and then the Power Ranger runs over and saves the animal. Yay! And I was like, this is the cutest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But they did it all themselves. Like, the
Wow.
teachers helped.
Yeah.
But, like, they really did it all themselves. So it was great. So he had his moving up ceremony, because they don't really call it a graduation.
Right, yeah, moving up.
Because he's
from-
not really graduating. But he is. And then he had, like, 1 day of school, and then he had the class picnic, which was,
Nice.
like, just all of them running loose in someone's backyard.
Oh, wow.
And all the parents standing on the deck being like, wow, they're jumping a lot. I'm gonna drink my coffee.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
it's sweet.
Eric's class had a school pool party, or a class pool party at his teacher's house. And at one point, I looked down from the deck into the pool. I'm like, half the kids in that pool are mine.
There you go.
You're like, well, at least you can spot them.
Oh yeah.
I put my kids in, like, the neon swim shirts so I can be like, there you are. Except
One,
for,
two. Right?
yeah.
It was really nice because my oldest was there and she really wanted to swim and I definitely didn't, and none of the adults really wanted to get in, so she was
She was your
She
de
was the
facto
grown-up.
lifeguard.
totally
Yeah.
well, and she has lifeguard
She's a good
training,
egg.
so
Good.
Oh,
good.
even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she would be a good... She's a good babysitter. Let's go for
Yeah.
that.
she's gone most of the year.
I
Yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
the problem. That's the problem with them growing up. They go
Yeah.
Going
away
off to college.
and
Yeah.
they come back. But that's good. That's so exciting. So let's also talk a little bit about our finished objects. I got nothing.
I got nothing this week either.
It's all
Gosh.
me.
Amanda's got enough for everyone.
I do. So my first one is my shop project that I've been working on since February.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's difficult that it took me since February. It's because February, March, and even April are a super busy time of year. And I work on my shop projects in the shop, so I didn't have really much time to do it until we got into May. And then
When it gets warm and people do things.
garden.
Garden. It's
Right.
a lot of gardening.
So so I finally finished it. This is my Nightshift by
So
Andrea
pretty.
Mowry.
Oh, it's so pretty. Have it go a
Um,
little close up.
Yeah.
Look at how gorgeous it is. Ugh, I love it.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
this, I made it in 6 colors of Noro Silk Garden, which is fantastic. It's the perfect, like, slow gradient. So
Yeah,
the colors,
yeah.
like, you don't have to think about it too much, like, what color am I putting on what color. It
Right.
it sort of does the
It's
work
always
for
going to
you.
be transitioning.
So you
Yeah.
pretty much just did it and then
Yep. I
did the colors.
switched colors the way that Andrea Mowry told you to, like at
Okay.
the end of the sections.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sort of like looked at my ball and said like, what do I like with the color now? and I'd use that one, and then it shifted the way it shifted until I got to the end of that section, and then I started something new. When I ran out of a background color, I just switched it.
So you did it very organically, because I know that there's some. I was working with someone who saw your shop project and was like, I want to do that too, but they wanted to plan out the colors.
Yeah.
So, is it my buddy Karen?
It is your buddy Karen. It's our buddy
Hi, Karen. It is our buddy Karen.
So we sat there and figured it out, and I was totally sympathetic because she's like, what did Amanda do?
Planner.
And I was
she
texting
really
Amanda.
Is. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know that I could just pick. I'm like, I feel like that's a little too much freedom for me.
It's the whole thing, like how Amanda loves surprises.
Yeah.
So it was like you had the built-in
100%.
surprises in your
Yeah, totally.
And much more of
but, you know, I mean,
it looks great.
You know, I tried to pick, you know, ones that would sort of contrast and pop and whatever.
And I love this,
but
like,
still harmonize, still have, you know.
Yeah. But this is like, because you look up on the shelf and you're like, oh,
the shelf is
neutral.
right behind us.
I'm looking at it right here. You're like, oh, that neutral's sort of boring. But when you put it with the others, it stripes
it works really
nicely.
well.
Yeah.
I think I may have to make one of these now too.
I know.
I'm like,
It's really fun. No,
It's
I mean,
super
and I
fun.
think that's one thing. I mean, between between the Find Your Fade, the What the Fade, all of those projects, the Comfort Fade Cardi, right? She writes.
Like we talked about last time.
Yeah, she writes patterns so well so that they are accessible.
Yeah.
You learn one or two things. Like I had actually never done slip stitches like this, and it was just like not this way. And it looks complicated, and then I did it. I'm like, this is brilliant.
Once you've done a few rows, it's like
yeah, you can remember it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that the Noro is such a good choice with that because it kind of forces you to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit in color. Because the way that Noro, Curion, and Silk Garden tend to go is that there's a color, it's a slow changing color, but every so often they throw in like an interesting one that you wouldn't think of. Chartreuse or hot pink. Or oftentimes you'll be like, there's a bunch of blues and then there's like a beige. But in something like this, it works beautifully.
Right. And it does get you outside of your comfort zone, which is good. I mean, how do you know what colors you like together if you don't ever try it? Because things look different when you hold two skeins together than they do when you knit them together.
I like this, where it's like the hot pink and the teal, but which is expected for me because I like hot pink and teal. But also, like down here, you get the oranges and the greens and the blues together, and it looks really cool.
I love this orange with the what was that, ultramarine?
Ultramarine.
Yeah, ultramarine.
Yeah,
that one
really
there.
pops beautifully.
And
nice complimentary.
somebody was working on this weekend and had more, because there's like 40 colors per color run of Noro, and you don't get all the colors in one skein. So mine has a little bit of that ultramarine. Hers had a longer stretch of it, and I was like, oh, I love that color. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And so this this did not take actually that long to do.
No.
You were doing it piecemeal like every other weekend.
Yeah, and like 2 hours on a Sunday one week, and then 2 weeks later, you know, a couple or 3 hours, whatever.
And it's such a it's a nice size too, which is good, very wearable.
And I have to say, because I took it home and blocked it, and I stretched it out quite a bit, that it's very nice close to skin.
Oh yeah, it's super
The
soft.
Silk Garden.
Yeah. Well, this is my experience with Noro and Curion and Silk Garden in general, is that it might feel a little crunchy or a little more rustic in the ball,
Right.
but it softens a lot when you block it.
It's nice and drapey.
Yeah. And the Silk Garden 100% drapey.
Yeah. Cool.
What else you got?
All right, you
That's
ready?
finished object
Finished
one.
object number 1. Then, you've seen part of this before, but it was Abby's birthday. Abby's number 4. She turned 7.
And you had the big blowout
Oh my goodness!
trifecta party right
on
over the
Sunday,
weekend.
which was a beautiful day, and then
It was a beautiful weekend. It really
Monday
was.
and Tuesday were sort of meh. But Sunday was beautiful, and we had a 3-kid birthday party. Charlie turned 1, Abby turned 7, Eric turns 5 on the 16th.
Close enough.
Yeah, so all their birthdays were one day, and there were like 50 people at our house. But Abby, I had started this in January. I've showed you before. But I finished the unicorn blanket for Abby's birthday. So here's the top of it.
So pretty.
It.
And then it keeps going.
rainbow.
Nice.
I can't even see what's on the...
I can kind of see.
Yeah.
I'm like, you'll see like a little peek.
So fun.
Look at that little guy.
Yay!
Yeah.
Or girl.
It's a little crown.
A little crown and it's got a little tail.
So, yeah, it's got
And a
like
mane.
a rainbow mane.
So
and
pretty.
The little horn up here is stuffed, and they have the little baubles, which are not like knitted in baubles. They're just like,
Applied, basically.
yeah, and it was super easy. Like really,
so
really
fun.
easy.
So fun.
So this was from Knit Simple magazine, and
cute.
for their holiday edition last year. But I read on Ravelry one tip when you were doing the baubles, rather than using like polyfill, I used the same color yarn so that
It never peeks through.
exactly
That's
so
great.
that even when you see it underneath, it still shows yellow or green
Very
or purple.
clever.
That's
That's
a
a
great
great
tip.
I was
It is.
that's reading
Yeah.
other projects are
Yep,
super
absolutely.
helpful.
It's such a good way to learn what you need to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or what you can be like, oh no, well, I'm not going to, I'll just stuff it with polyfill. Or
Like
whatever.
I say,
You make your choice.
You can make new mistakes.
and then you add your comments.
Right.
That's right.
To save
Yeah.
others.
And so this blanket was originally about 25% smaller, but I added width and length because it was about like I think 20, maybe 36 inches wide and as long.
Okay.
But Abby's a large 7-year-old. And I was like, that's not going to be a
Well,
snuggle
you want her to
size
be
for
able
a
to use
7-year-old.
it for a while.
yeah,
right.
I want to be able to lie on the TV, lie on the couch and watch TV, snuggle
Right.
with your unicorn blanket,
Yes.
watching some
So,
My
so
Little
fun.
Pony.
so at the end of this podcast, I'm going to put a little snippet of Abby when she got the blanket. She was really happy.
I'll bet she was very excited.
Dang,
Yeah.
This is great. And so this was your first Intarsia project.
It was
right?
my first Intarsia. Yeah.
Nice. Great.
And I think it was pretty good.
I think you did a
Definitely,
great job. I'm going
definitely.
to show the wrong side because look how nice that is.
Yeah.
I don't do
Skills,
Intarsia.
skills.
New skills.
I
Yeah.
like Intarsia. You know, in the winter, I'll wear my tapestry sweater. I don't think I wore that on here before, right?
I don't think you have.
That
no.
was like the
I've
third
seen
sweater
it.
I ever made.
That's impressive.
I
Wow.
did. You know, when you don't know that something's hard,
Yes.
you just do it.
That was me
Exactly.
with socks. Like I did
Yeah,
socks
yeah.
relatively early on, and my college roommate actually that was like her second project. I was like,
Sure.
"Here, let's teach you how to knit, make a hat," and then she's like, "I'm gonna make socks." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." Make
Yeah.
socks. So there you go.
Yep.
So that was finished project
Number 2.
2. What's finished object?
So finished object number 3 what is my friend has a baby shower on Saturday. So this is deadline knit. This is deadline crochet.
Right. Right.
Because I wanted to make her a baby blanket. So this is very simple. Chain, I forget.
Double crochet.
Yeah, it's just double crochet. So I chained, I forget, like 170 or so, and then just
Beautiful.
double
Very nice.
crocheted the whole thing.
It is
Great
beautiful.
modern baby blanket.
Right?
I love
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, but
Very fun.
I liked.
It's a good weight.
Yeah, I liked the depth of crochet. It's a little thicker than if I knitted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
nice and
like
squishy.
crochet blankets, especially
I do
because
too.
I like a heavier blanket.
And also, they're
general.
so quick. Usually, a
They're so
crocheted
quick.
blanket you can bang out.
Yeah.
You know.
What did you work this in?
So this is the Ella Ray Cashmerino Sport.
That's right. And we talked about this the
Yeah.
last podcast.
Right. It was a whip last time.
Yeah.
Yes, last time it was a whip, and it was, I think I had just started the gray.
Yeah.
And so I finished the rest of the gray, and I'm giving it away on Saturday. And I had extra time, so I actually, somewhere. hold
Is
on.
it?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
in
one?
here. I started a little bonnet to go with it, and the bonnet is knit instead of crochet. And it's not finished yet, but it will be. It'll be finished today. So
That'll be so
How's
sweet.
that?
Super cute.
blanket and the little baby bonnet.
Bonnet. You may not be able to see on the video, but it's got this really cool waffle texture.
I'll take a picture of it
Yes,
with the in the light.
Yeah.
and you can see the texture of it. This is the Kitsune bonnet by Sabine something. I'll put her name right there. Yeah, the pattern is in French. She's French, and yeah, it's in French. I speak ish French. I was a French major in college, so I used to be fluent, and now I can read competently. So
It's a fun challenge, right?
Yeah,
to,
it is.
to knit from instructions in another language.
I learned a lot of knitting words that you don't learn when you're a French major in college and
Right.
studying Balzac and whatever.
Right. They're not doing yarn overs and Balzac?
Victor Hugo does not cast on 78 stitches.
A whole new term for Les Miserables.
But there is an English translation for this pattern, and it's a free pattern, and somebody on Ravelry translated it in their project notes.
Cool.
So there's a link to it. I'll put a link in the show
The
notes
stuff down there.
below. Yeah,
Cool.
But I think this will be a nice little gift.
Very nice.
That's a great gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my friend is extremely knitworthy,
Oh,
so.
Cool.
love that.
Excellent.
Wait, do you have any more finished objects? Is there
I do
anything
not.
else hiding?
That is the end of my finished objects, and I worked my
That's
way
pretty
into
hardcore.
whips.
You
because-
worked into whips. Okay,
Yeah.
so keep going with your whips. What else do you have
What?
whipping?
Or do you want?
Yeah,
you want
somebody
what
else
do you
do
do?
with it.
Oh,
Amanda needs a break.
I like segues. All right, so I'll talk a little bit about my whips.
Oh wait, I'll keep this.
I have a lot of cotton on the needles now, which is not always my favorite thing to knit, but it's going really quickly. So the first thing I have is this cotton bag.
You finished. I mean, you started that since our last
I
podcast.
started
Yeah,
that
yeah.
last Wednesday, and actually, like, I banged through a decent chunk of it. Here now it's arranged nicely. I banged through a decent chunk of it last week, probably Wednesday to Thursday. I mean, Wednesday night I did almost all of the gray, which is the bottom, the turning row,
Yep.
and the gray, and then I changed to the pinkish
Rose or whatever,
rose, the
yeah.
rose. We'll say dusty rose. We'll go with that. So basically, this is from Espace Tricot. This is the high season bag. They featured it in their podcast, which we love. And then we were like, this is perfect because it's knit in a double strand, held double, of the butterfly cotton, which is a mercerized cotton.
That we already happened to
that we
stock.
already had.
stocked from the beginning.
So it was great because not only so I'm making this as a shop sample, and then we have kits.
Yes.
And we're gonna do a little tweak on it. There are a couple of different handles. The Espace Tricot showed the jewel handle, which is lovely. But we are huge fans of coconuts, and they have some really cute leather handles, and I think that
They
would
do.
be
Yeah.
real, especially like the natural leather with this will be really,
That'll
really
be
cute.
It's really nice.
Really cute. So I have just a couple
And
more
those would
inches.
weather so well too.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
This is, I mean, this could like, it's dense. It
It's
could
really
stand up on
dense.
its own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But the mercerized cotton is so shiny and pretty, and it has really good stitch definition. It's such a great like summery beach bag.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a cute little cuff that folds down, and then we'll
I love
throw
it.
the handles on there, and
it
then
feels so good.
doesn't it?
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of structure to it.
It's got a lot of
nice.
structure, and I did a small tweak where I'm doing a phony seam along one edge, to give it just a little bit more structure because I like a little bit more structure. And a phony seam is Elizabeth Zimmerman technique where you drop your stitches down and then you hook it back up. But instead of hooking it back up for every ladder, you hook up 2 ladders at a time and pull it through. So it's like basically 2 rows, and then you hook 1 ladder, and then 2 rows, and then 1 row, and then 2 row and 1 row, and it makes just a nice little like slip stitch, creased edge. I only did it as far as the gray. I figured I would do it 1 color at a time because
yeah.
then it gives me breaks so I don't kill my hands. Because that is the one thing about knitting with cotton, it can hurt your hands.
Yeah.
It's also the reason I'm using wood needles that have a slightly blunter tip, because then I don't stab myself or the yarn. I don't split the yarn. But it's going really quickly. I'm psyched. It'll be done soon.
Yeah, totally.
My other cotton thing is my Campside Cardigan, which
That's coming along.
is coming along. I'm on chart 4
well,
of...
Jen gives the class
3.
homework every week. You have to get.
I do.
You know?
I do. So this is the cardigan that we're doing for our summer sweater class, which is like 3/4 of the way through, and I basically give them homework every week, and I'm like, get your yoke done, get the body done, but nicer. But I'm nicer. Maybe
That's why they keep coming back. I'm sure you're nicer.
hopefully, or it's like there's some kind of weird Stockholm syndrome going on. So I'm making this for my mom because she's allergic to wool, so she doesn't get very many things knit for her. For me, my dad, however, will be like, wear a sheep essentially if we let him. So he'll get anything. So this is for my mom, and it's
That's really nice.
So pretty.
It's really pretty with the eyelets. So the eyelets are spaced out here, and then they increase down. So I'm on the 4th chart, which is the most meshy of the, sorry, the eyelets are getting caught on things. It's the most meshy of the charts. And then I'll be at the ribbing and sleeves. So we have a sub in our class, not this week, but next week. So yes, now I'm on the eyelet part, and then I have sleeves left to go, and then the class is going to have, and ribbing at the bottom of this, and then sleeves, and then we're going to do the collar. So the next class will have a sub, because Amanda and I will be at TNNA, so they're going to get started on the sleeves, and then hopefully they'll be done.
You got to finish the rest of the mesh and the rib.
The mesh and the rib before the next class. Yes. So I gotta
I'm
get
not
cranking.
that far along.
But you're working on.
I'm auditing the class.
She's auditing the class.
Because I love a knit along.
I know. Knit-alongs are fun. Plus, that way you actually get it done.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
And it is so fun to be working with other people, and everyone shares tips.
Everyone shares tips, and everybody
figure out
does
different things as they're working. And it is a great way to...
And especially in, the class, we have people who are working in cotton, like I am. We have people who are working in... Amanda's doing hers in Macintosh.
Yep. Macintosh DK.
And which chart are you on now?
I'm on 3.
2? You're on 3.
I am on 3. I did my homework for the last class.
Good girl. Good girl. So crank through, finish the body, and then we're gonna get your sleeves on.
Yeah, totally.
There you go.
But
cute.
I love it. This has been in my queue, I think, since almost when I joined Ravelry. It's one of my...
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a sweater that I love.
It's a really nice sweater. It's Alicia Plummer. It's the Campside Cardi, and it comes... she recently extended the sizes, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And she also has, I believe,
a kids
one, right? Which would be super cute. Super cute.
Yep.
Again, I have boys, and they're not really going to wear an open front cardigan.
There's another one that's
I would like
similar to that actually you featured on the blog probably last summer, Amanda.
Yeah.
And, Staring at Stars.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that I may do in a cotton this summer. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on 3 sweaters currently plus a shawl. And really actively working too. So do you have any more?
I have one more. Okay, so I
have another website.
I had a cotton bag, and then I had a cotton and linen. It's the Zoe from Juniper Moon Farms open front cardigan, and now I have an open front cardigan, but not in cotton. So this is the Comfort Fade cardigan. It still does not have sleeves.
But it has a collar.
But it has a collar, which I'm just going to point out. The collar is a solid, that's 10 inches of garter.
Yeah, it's a lot of collar. It really is.
It started off
But it makes it so cozy.
It does.
It's so cozy. It's fun.
It started off real quick, and I was like, oh, this is not going to take me that long at all. And then it took me 2 weeks.
Then you get to the short rows that are not short.
Yeah, they're not short.
Yeah, they're long.
They're
they are.
300 stitches, because I made it longer. So I have it completely off the needles now, just with a bazillion ends in. And
very nice.
Oh,
very
right?
nice.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
It sits nicely. It sits really nicely.
It
the
is.
Short
It's a
rows
nice
are
shape.
good.
Yep.
I actually, again, because I can't not change things, the short rows, the way it was written, because you only increase 1 stitch each thing, they kind of stop here, and I wanted it to stop down here a little bit, because I like it slightly deeper V. So the last color I did knit 2 stitches past your up stitch. Just to get the turn a little bit lower down. But it's great, and I'm like, no, this can be a short sleeve cardigan in wool. No, I have to get my act together and finish the sleeves. But now that is literally the only thing that is left
to do. That's great.
to be done. That and weaving and ends and blocking, and then I'll be done.
Yes.
Which means it'll happen in November.
And
it'll be ready for cold weather. You can do it.
All wear our comfort.
Yeah,
That's right.
When you're done.
As soon as you're done, Jen.
When I get my act together. So, but meanwhile, that's it for me for whips.
I just dropped a flexi flip.
That's pretty good.
We'll
And actually, we can segue to, just like we did last time with the Dirty Martini, because that's one of your colors. One of my 3 sweaters that I'm working on is the Tegna from Caitlin Hunter.
She's made such good.
So I have
totally. Oh,
I cruised through the lace. I loved it. It was so fun. I remember.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna block out Awesome.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so fun. And actually, this is some of the bamboo needles that we got. We need to
Nice.
get those in stock so we can start selling them. With
Oh,
all
definitely.
the, since I'm such a loose knitter and all the cotton and linen that everyone's doing right now, we're adding bamboo needles to our
Circulars.
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 Exactly. We've always had them in straights and DPNs, but we've added that to circulars. So that's
Nice.
something used here. And so I'm on, I think I'm supposed to do 11 inches of the body, and I'm going to see. I may make it a tiny bit longer.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's a little croppy, right?
Yeah. It doesn't. It's funny because it doesn't look that croppy. I don't know. It's hard because there's
It's
so
not
many.
like an 8-inch crop. Like,
No,
yeah,
it's not super crop. Not like the Soldatna, but this is really fun, and my goal is to finish this by the end of June.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, today, the day we're taping is what, the 11th, I think.
Yes.
So
Mid-June.
yeah,
A couple of weeks.
I
Good.
might. Yeah.
Let's see. There are, as I said to my 10-year-old this morning, there are 11 school days left
Yeah. No.
for him. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you could totally.
So there's
do
that.
So this is Ba.
Right.
That's in the
Mhm.
Dirty Martini.
And that's finger.
Exactly.
Finger.
Ba La Jolla,
Yeah.
exactly. So that is one thing. The other thing that I'm working on that actually has a June 30th deadline
Ooh.
is a test knit that's somewhat of a secret. But the colors that I'm using are these, which are so gorgeous.
These
And
are.
it's a colorwork yoke sweater. And I'm done with the yoke. I'm done with the shaping up to the waist. I'm making it for Haley, for my daughter.
Yay.
So I'm making a nice petite size because she is a petite girl. And that's cruising along.
Yeah.
So that's sweater
Jen
number
and I
2.
got a sneak peek.
Yes.
It's so pretty.
It is.
And when we can show, we will.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to take pictures actually because she'll be at school by the time.
Yeah.
By the time we can actually show it, for real. And then the third sweater that I'm
I'll
working
make her
on.
go out in like the field in 90-degree weather in a wool sweater.
Going to Canada. She'll be fine.
fine.
Actually,
So,
it'll be hot.
I think I showed Savage Heart Cardigan last time we did this, and
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. So, but one thing I'm going to talk about with this is, well, first,
Savage Heart by...
by Amy Christoffers.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
my strategy with this, because this cardigan basically
Is this a
it's
sleeve?
worsted.
This is a sleeve.
It's a sleeve into the body, basically.
Wow.
It's in two
Construction.
pieces. Very interesting construction.
So
but
it'll basically
just,
be
you know,
like-
just the way people sometimes have second sock syndrome, where you finish
Right.
one big half of something and
Yeah.
then you don't even want to start the second. I did one ball. I worked till the end of the first ball, and then I cast on the second sleeve.
That's smart.
And so I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the two halves, so I don't ever
you
get to
don't-
that point where like I'm half done and I just don't even want to pick it up again.
So you have,
So.
then you'll have half a cardigan and be like,
Yeah. So that is.
it's beautiful. What are
So
you working
that's-
that in?
This is Diamond Superwash worsted.
It's really nice.
So
I love
this
the Diamond
I
Superwash.
figured is going to be my like everyday sweater in the store next winter. Just
Yes.
when it's a little chilly, if I've got a shawl and I want something extra.
This
So
is inspiring me. Like
Yeah,
this could
it's
be
really great.
This is a great color. Charlie has a sweater in this color.
I did a sweater for Ollie in the light green heather, which was
Uh-huh,
really pretty.
yeah.
Another
Oh.
house. And he
I
loves
love that.
there are a couple of people who come to Knit Night who maybe I was working on this at Knit Night last week, and I think and Lisa King was here yesterday when I had it out when I was doing help.
You're going to
And
start an unofficial.
I'm starting another unofficial knit
unofficial
along, I think. It's a
Savage
great
Heart.
pattern. It's really fun.
Yeah. It's cool
and-
construction.
It is. It is an interesting construction. I'll bring it back as I keep working on it, but I'm also still working on that shawl for my mom, but I've decided that's no longer going to be my shop project. This is my shop project because it's much more, it's really mindless. I mean, once you
Good.
get
You can
past
just
the point, well, this,
go back and forth.
Yeah, I did most of this at Knitting in Public Day on Saturday.
That's great.
Started the sleeve,
Good
and
progress.
then basically just every 4 rows you increase, and other than that, you're knitting straight for a good
Yeah.
long time. So,
Nice.
yeah, real perfect shop project.
It's
Yeah.
nice. And it's like, that's the kind of thing, like, sometimes you need multiple projects where it's like, okay, this is the one where I need no one to talk to me. I have to pay too much attention. There's counting, and like,
Well,
that's
that
when
was-
you're like, stop counting.
That was the Tegna until I got to the end
Right,
of the
yeah,
lace.
like-
Exactly.
like
that
lace.
was, you know.
And then there are the ones that are like, great hanging out with friends or knit night.
What did you
or
take to Knit in Public Day?
Knit in Public Day. What did I take to Knit in Public Day? I worked on the cotton bag.
Right.
because it's just stockinette in the round, so I'm just like boop 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 boop.
Perfect.
It was
Social
perfect.
project, yeah.
It was a perfect social project. I had been working on the Campside because that the chart that I was on at the time was like super easy, where it was like yarn over, knit 2 together, knit 5.
Yeah.
Do that, which is fine, but something simple.
I was working on my new shop project.
Yeah.
Yes, which is easy, and light.
Oh,
and
right,
cotton.
right. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So
Super pretty.
yeah, and I'm knitting this out of this haiku concentric cotton.
Oh, and you're starting to hit the color change.
Yes,
Nice. Oh, that's so cool.
So this color's in the center, and then that's what the rest of the colors will look like. And we've had a few, since I've been knitting with it, I've had a few people come up and say, oh, I saw that in the store, but it's like, it looks like sewing thread that was way too thin for me to knit with. And I said, no, you don't knit with one strand. The yarn is 4 strands together, so it's like unplied cotton thread, but
Kinda
you hold
cool.
4
Yeah.
strands together.
And that's how it does the color changes.
Yeah, and I'm using a US 5, which is a totally normal size shawl needle.
Yeah.
So no zeros here.
Yeah, no, I'm
No.
not.
No.
I'm not knitting with sewing thread. But it's an asymmetrical shawl that just
Really
increases from the tip right all the way out, and it'll increase. And you can see I'm hitting the color change here. The way that it works is one thread changes colors at a time, so it gently fades from one color to the next. And this is a pattern that Susan, our instructor, recommended for this yarn specifically. It's called the Everyday Shawl.
Great choice.
It's really
it really
pretty.
is.
So, and it's mainly, knits and pearls.
Center
and
double decrease.
a center double decrease, yeah, and then increases on the side, yarn overs on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some counting involved. I'm sure my math is off. I'm going to have to, because the way this works is it goes out and then it turns.
Mm-hmm.
When it turns, I'm going to have to do some counting and finagling to make it match up.
Fudge it.
But yeah,
It'll be
You'll
fine.
get there. We
It'll
know
be
you'll
fine.
get there.
And this is 100% cotton, and it's like 929 yards, which is
it's a giant.
nice,
yeah.
nice,
Should we
nice
segue
shawl. Yeah, we should
into
say.
new in
So this
store?
is actually
Because-
like pretty, relatively new in store. We have a couple of colors that we've pulled here. So it's the 100% Pima cotton, concentric cotton by Haiku. You're working with Aquatic.
Ah, I didn't know it had names.
I didn't remember
Aquatic.
they had names either.
Oh, they
This
do.
one
Aquatic.
is Nautical, which is really pretty. It goes from like this pretty navy to yellow to
That's
blue.
really pretty.
I love this one, which is called Tracy, which clearly somebody else also loves this one. Goes from the hot pink to the light pink to the dark gray to the light gray. I think that
That's
would be
nice.
so cool. And we have a couple of other...
Yeah, we have other colors.
We have a
too.
couple other colors. There's a
I just
purple,
pulled
there's a
these
yellow.
so you can
These
see
are
sort of
favorite.
like what they look like.
And you can put... They're,
go ahead.
they're center pole. Yes?
Yes.
Center
Yeah,
pole.
center pole.
But if you wanted to tweak it and start your project with like the gray instead of the pink, you could
You can do
probably
that
pull
too.
from the outside.
Totally.
But I think the idea of knowing that it's like it's these 4 strands. It's 4 strands?
Yeah, 4.
4 strands. 4 strands. It's 4-ply.
It's unplied.
It's just unplied.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And I have to say, like, cotton can be hard on your hands. I find this one not hard on my hands at all. I think it's
so
because
nice.
the strands slip past each other when
I think
you're
yeah.
so you don't, even though each individual thread might be, inflexible,
Right.
when you're knitting with all 4 together,
The way they move,
Yeah.
it kind of adds a
You get a little
I
bit
have
of
not-
stretch in it.
I have not had any problems at all.
And the
like,
fabric
with hand fatigue.
Cool.
Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah,
super
it
It's
is
nice.
really
really
nice.
lovely.
Really nice.
All right, the stitch definition is really pretty. Oh, I'm
Oops.
twisting it. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Very cool. Yeah, I really like that.
So I'll work on this for the rest of the summer probably.
You're making good progress.
Yeah, but it's going to grow.
It's gonna
Yeah,
grow.
exactly. It's going to
take a while.
be one of those things where the rows
take
start
a
getting a
while.
lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we also have a couple other cotton new
Well,
in
not
store.
just cotton.
Not
Yeah.
just cotton.
Mhm. Well, why don't we talk about the cotton?
Yeah, let's
And
talk
then
about the
we'll
cotton first, which is Blue Heron yarns. This is an organic cotton that is 630 yards and $42 a skein, which is actually a great deal
for organic cotton.
for organic cotton,
especially.
which is expensive, and it's so
and hand dyed.
pretty.
So this is the thing
Dyed.
about
Look
like
at this colorway.
hand dyed.
I love it.
We have a lot of hand dyed wool,
Yeah,
right?
seahorse.
All this here and the sock walls.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hand dyed, variegated and speckled, and
Oh,
you know,
Yep.
so
Tonal.
pretty.
all tonals, yeah, all sorts of things. But
Ooh, look at
we did not have any hand dyed cotton.
And I don't think that much of it exists.
No.
right? It's
No,
fairly
they're very
It's
unusual.
not
few.
common.
Yeah.
Very few makers. Old
I love
Codes.
that one.
So if folks
Yeah.
like
This is
That's-
a Kathleen.
That's me.
This is Kathleen.
I know. Yep.
if folks like your mom come in who are
Yeah.
allergic to wool,
Yeah,
but they want to
exactly.
knit things that are
Do you
know
wanna
have
make
that
something
hand dyed
pretty?
look.
This is the same color.
Yeah, so a few of these I have too. Yeah, there's not that many options, but now there is.
Now we have some.
Yes.
And they have some patterns that they suggest with their yarns, right?
yeah,
They've got-
absolutely.
yeah.
This would make a great. I could see like a summer shawl. You could do like a tank top,
A
You could do a
bolero or
t-shirt,
something. Yeah.
depending on the size you're doing.
Mhm.
So
Like a
most
shrug,
colors
you know.
Really
we have
soft,
one
nice.
of. Because the backstory behind this was I was here on a Sunday, and Damien, the guy that dyes this, called me up and said, "Hey, I'm in town. Do you mind if I swing by and show you my yarn?" And I never say no to someone who wants to stop by and show me their yarn. But he was in the area because he grew up here in the
Love
80s.
That.
Yeah.
So he went to Watchung Elementary.
Where my kids go.
Yeah. So his yarn used to be carried at some of the stores that have since closed, 10 years ago here
Yep.
in Montclair. But there's nobody here that has his yarn now. And
Except us.
yeah, so it was super nice to be able to see it. But of course he had it in his car when he was traveling, and so I got what he had. Hopefully you guys like it.
I love
Yeah,
the colors. I love the colors. They're like these soft, kind of earthy, dusty. Even the blues have
Yeah.
like this lovely
Yeah.
feel.
Really pretty.
So
They feel very organic.
and we can get more. If
Yeah.
you-
Well, and you didn't. It wasn't just the organic cotton because we
Right,
have
He
another
had,
bit.
he had
I'm gonna
another
move this out of
base
the way.
too.
And that
That's really
is-
popular.
The rayon metallic.
Rayon
Ooh.
metallic, right?
And
And
some
we
of
don't.
these
This is
are-
the only rayon I think we have.
True. Yeah.
Sparkle. This is like.
So
what is
there's
this?
3 different colors of sparkle. There's copper sparkle, gold sparkle, and silver sparkle. So there's those 3 rayon bases.
Oh my gosh! Look at this pink one with the sparkles.
Yeah. And I have. Let me see what this
So
color
pretty.
is.
And this, you can't necessarily tell unless you come in and
Winter
feel it, but it
sky.
feels like rayon, like super
love this one.
drapey. It's got a shine to it. This would make
Purple with the copper.
gorgeous shawl, and it's 550 yards.
Oh,
And
actually,
Which is
And it is one of my about to be whips is Rachie Newens from the Ashes shawl. I have one. We had 2 skeins of this color, I
That
believe,
one's
and one of them has now
beautiful.
been hand wound. That's the thing with rayon. Very,
it's slippy.
very difficult to wind on the ball winder.
yeah.
So either customers or we will be hand winding these. But it's already. I've got it ready to go with Rachie shawl. So that'll be a whip next time.
nice.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I love this.
There
So
are
gorgeous.
green gold.
Yeah, when I was looking at them, there are like over 5,000 projects on Ravelry with this yarn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
I know.
They're
I
all
keep
pretty.
picking them up and saying, "I love this one."
I like that really orangey one. Of course I do.
This one.
yeah,
Card
I
nod.
picked this one.
Surprise,
'cause I knew
surprise.
you would like it.
Thank you. But even like something like this, which is like a really pretty like white, off-white with silver, like how
I
beautiful
love
would
the-
that be for like a wedding shawl?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he was
Right?
saying. That there have been several
Yeah.
wedding
I
shawls. with,
believe it because
I love the fact that there are different colors of sparkle too. That's so
Right?
cool and
Isn't that
unusual. Yeah,
this
very
pale,
nice.
pale.
Yeah.
pink
so that was
with
a
silver.
really fun June Sunday
Yeah.
to be able
how
to pick
fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
all the yarns.
these would make beautiful summer shawls, and you could just do like something super simple with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the yarn
Absolutely.
does all of the heavy lifting with the sparkle and the drape and the shine and the
Yeah.
pretty and the. I'm gonna put the copper one on top, or the turquoise. I keep calling it copper because it looks like patinaed copper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. That was what
But I
thought when
love
saw
it.
that one too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now we have
That purple's
hand-dyed non-wool yarns.
Yay!
That's right. All right.
Awesome. Great. Do we have anything else that we want to touch on? Did we miss anything?
I don't know. I don't
think we did.
Maybe everything for.
I know.
this
We're going to
time.
have a lot of stuff coming up, though, because
Yeah.
Amanda and I are going to TNNA, the Needle Arts Associate. I forgot.
Actually-
All right. Well, thank you for watching our episode, and make sure that you follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe down there. Share with your friends.
When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will have a nice giveaway.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, like,
And actually, we're getting
Boost
close
those
to that on
subscribers up.
Instagram now
Yay!
too.
Yay!
Haley mentioned that last night.
We should do
She's
a
like,
thing.
we've got to do a giveaway.
We've got to do a
should.
thing.
We totally
We
should.
should.
Pop
We
it into
should.
our stories. So check out our stories on
And actually,
Instagram.
if you want to suggest what you want us to give away, do that.
Ha!
Yeah. Leave a comment below. Shoot us an email at hello@shopyarnia.com, or you can message us on Ravelry
Or Instagram.
or Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. And we're Shop
Don't
Yarnia on almost everything.
DM me
Don't
on Snapchat.
DM her on Snapchat because although
don't
Amanda
check it
is
as
the
much.
youngest and therefore understands Snapchat because we
You can
old.
snap me, it's okay, but like I don't check it as much. That's
Yeah,
just the thing.
yeah.
Right.
And I've gotten better about checking Instagram DMs.
Yeah.
We can check Instagram DMs. Like I said, Amanda and I have no boundaries when it comes to like the social media. So we're like, well, let's check out and see what's see. Kathleen actually has like a
It just
healthy like.
eats too much of my
turn it
time,
off.
and I want to be making my 3 sweaters.
I do both. That's when you start getting into the Instagram stories because it auto plays. So you just hit it and you're like, I'm knitting, and then you
there
miss
you
things
go.
and have
There
to
you-
start.
exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, follow us on social media and online, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Friends that I like.
Oh my God, people.
She was very sweet.
All right.
So,
My tea is gone.
Bottoms up.
Oh, poop. I think this like. Oh well, it's not open. That would help.
That would help.
Oh well.
That should be the outtake.
When it comes out my nose, you're gonna regret it.
It's cotton. It's washable.
By the time.
You get the tag? Is that yours, Charlie?
I know what it has to be. I'm guessing. Blanket. Blanket.
I hope you realize my ears just died. What is it?
My unicorn blanket, Martin.
Did you actually make that?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is yours. This is yours, Abigail.
Let me, Abby, hold it up.
Open it
Hold it
up.
up,
Stop.
Abby.
No, Eric, stop.
Abby, hold up your unicorn
No, hold up
blanket.
your unicorn blanket. Here, hold that side, Abby.